Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to make a photo collage letter. If you're new to DIY projects, and materials aren't hard to get, and a lot of these things you can use for future projects, so look at it as an investment. So you're going to need a wooden letter. I used an 18-inch hanging letter for the wall. Some paint for the edges. I used black. Then you'll need some copies of pictures which I printed from my inkjet printer. Some Mod Podge. I used the gloss finish. You will need 3 foam brushes, newspaper and a disposable plate, some polyurethane, oil-based polyurethane. This is the kind I had on hand. A craft knife. This brand is Fiskars. It's pretty easy to use. Some scissors and some nails to hang your project when you're done. Okay, so to get started, you will lay down some newspaper so your area doesn't get messy. You'll put some black paint on a plate to make it easier to work with. Turn your letter face down. You'll notice that it is the back because of the nail holes, so that's what we're painting first. You'll get the black paint, and I like to start with the edges to make sure I get all the crevices, but eventually the back will be completely covered in paint. Just like this. And then you will want to, when it's dry, to start painting the edges and go all the way around. And eventually it will look like this. All of the edges and the back will be completely covered in paint. Okay, so now turn your letter face up, and you're going to start taking your pictures and making the photo collage, overlapping them a little, and continue on until the letter is all done. Okay, so now it's all done. You can see there's no holes on here. You'll put some Mod Podge on a plate, and then you're going to start gluing the pictures down to the letter. Take a few off at a time, and then you'll apply the Mod Podge to the letter in a thin, even layer. It doesn't have to be too much. Just make sure it's thin and even. Make sure it's not too little, because then the picture won't stick. And then get the picture and just start putting it on there. Mod Podge can act as a sealer or a glue. Right now we're using it as a glue. And then just put the picture on there. Make sure there's no bubbles. Rub it out. If you want, you can use a card, but just make sure to be careful because you can rip the picture since it has Mod Podge on it, which makes it a little fragile. And you just keep going. It doesn't have to be perfect. If a little bit of Mod Podge comes out whenever you're pressing the picture down on the letter, just wipe it off. It's fine. You can apply the Mod Podge directly to the back of the picture, or you can apply it to the letter itself and then put the picture down on it, but be careful because you can put a little bit too much on it. And then you will continue on until all of the pictures are glued down to the letter, and make sure all of the pictures that overlap have the Mod Podge underneath and are all stuck down pretty good. All of my pictures are Mod Podge down, so now we're going to flip it over, and all of the edges that are hanging off, we're actually going to cut off using our Fiskars craft knife. It is pretty simple to do, but it does take time and patience. Make sure to just get as close as you can to the letter and just push down and cut off the extra. I don't have anything underneath this since this is my craft table, but you might want to try to maybe put something underneath if you'd like. As you see, it came off pretty easily. Just make sure to do that for all the way around the letter. Afterwards, it should have a nice smooth edge. Once you're done cutting, it will start to look like a finished project, but we do need to seal it with polyurethane. Get a clean brush and your oil-based polyurethane. This is the kind that I had on hand. It does need to be oil-based because the photos that we are using are printed off an inkjet printer, which does make them water-based. If you directly put Mod Podge on top of it, which is a water-based sealer, it will cause the ink to start to bleed together, which means it will merge together, and we do not want that for our photos. So we use the polyurethane to seal it, and then you will just put a thin layer on top of it, let it dry for 20 minutes or so, and then you can put another coat. I usually do maybe 2 to 3 coats. After it's all completely dry, you can actually finish it with the Mod Podge gloss sealer. That's just a personal preference. That's what I like to do, and then it will keep it safe for years to come. So this is what mine looks like at the end. I hope you decide to try this DIY project. It is pretty easy to complete and it doesn't have to be intimidating, so just make sure to have fun with it. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.